with the right composition. Like Adagio is actually good into Bach with the right support.
Catherine going to be taken off the board. Nova, they immediately go for the Idris, which is going to allow Cloud9 to just grab Catherine.
Yeah,
we know that Cade loves to play Catherine, and so I'm surprised that they haven't locked it in already, actually.
Yeah, Catherine will definitely be picked up there. This will force a predictable Baptiste ban on the side of Nova, and Cloud9 will most likely ban away, for example, Lyra or Lance. Potentially, I think Cat into Lyra is fine. But Lance or Arden is maybe something that they can ban to not give that Idris that extra CC or that extra barrier. So let's see if they're going to take away the Arden or the Lance here. Or they might go for Lyra, who knows? Let's see.
Yeah, they have a few options available to go for a ban, and I think trying to pinch that captain pool is certainly going to be the way forward to deny Idris the support that he's going to need in these fights. Now Nova have to decide what they want to remove. You got to assume it's going to be a Baptiste,
Yeah, you
right?
have to ban Baptiste here.
And
now Adagio. You can just take Adagio here, honestly, and then round it out with Cruel, with Glaive, with, you know, there's so many options to counter this Idris.
They may even take the Krull right here, because obviously the Idris Krull is such a common combo.
Right.
So take that away from Nova and force them to have to try and make something else happen with this Idris pick.
Couple of different directions that could go. Krull is going to be the lock-in in the end, and you know, two very, very powerful heroes individually coming out from Cloud9, and now Nova, they've got to find a way to deal with this.
They got to take Adagio here and run him as a captain, and then potentially play something like, for example, maybe Petal to counter that Cruel Catherine, because Petal is actually good against the Cruel. So let's see, but no one has really played Petal into Cruel yet. We have seen so much Cruel lately, but no Petal was coming out. So let's see if they decide to do that, because Petal and Adagio will be so strong early, it would shut down Cruel's jungle completely.
We have seen a couple of Petal bans coming on in from the rest of the picks. Finn is going to come on through. Nova celebrating the new skin coming out perhaps, and going to be able to get that. Very good at peeling though, so maybe looking to protect the carries there.
Yeah, it's only the second or third Finn pick we've had all weekend long, but like you said, it's all about protecting Truth on this Idris. That's why they want this Finn. And it's how Nova is playing their compositions the last few days. Just protect Truth and let him go crazy and carry the game.
Yeah, because they picked Finn, that's a really good counter into Catherine and Cruel, because he can quibble, he can polite company, he can keep the Cruel off the carry. Finn is very, very good into melee heroes in general. And now Cloud9 won't take the Adagio, because Adagio is not good into a Finn late game. They will probably go with a Celeste, because you want to play the range game against the Finn. You don't want to engage. Yeah, Celeste or Scarf. I don't know if Old School plays Scarf though.
Well, he's not going to get a chance to, because Nova's going to pick this up. I would assume that's going to go to Delphi in the jungle.
Yeah, it's going to be a Celeste here. It'll be, I think it'll be Delphi on Idris. Delphi, I think, was known for his weapon Idris jungle back when he came out into the competitive scene. He was one of the best Idris players in jungle with weapon. But I think that Truth is probably better on Idris, so he'll lane the Idris, and then Scarf will be in the jungle.
Not to mention,
Celeste is going to round out this draft here.
Yeah, Scarf is also pretty good into the Krull, because you can put down those groups to help keep him at bay. If Krull does get onto the Scarf, it then becomes troublesome for the Scarf, because he doesn't really have a way to peel the Krull off of him. But the Adagio comes through anyway.
That's a little risky, because Scarf has an ultimate. If Krull or Cat can't stun Scarf out of that ultimate, Scarf is going to do so much work. So let's see how this plays out.
This is going to be interesting, but we do have Old School playing that Adagio.
It's a little risky, but it's Old School.
Last time they did this, they lost to Dynasty on Scarf. Against Scarf and their Adagio.
That's very true. We'll see whether the Scarf is going to be the kryptonite coming out for Old School here. Cloud9 1-0 up in this series against Nova Esports, and we'll see whether they can turn that into more with this Adagio pick coming on through. I'm curious how this Finn is going to work out in this series. We've got to get on into the game though. This is heading into game number 2. Can Nova even things up, or are Cloud9 going to get another leg up? It's time to get into game.
Thank you very much, guys. Jaws and AJ back once again. Game number 2 on the way. Now, Nova, Mechanical Gods, coming up against Cloud9, who seem to just out-rotate them time and time again in game number 1. How are they going to fare in this one?
Well, the compositions are pretty interesting this time around. You heard our analysts talking about it, but the fact that they're choosing Adagio into this is very bold, actually, coming out of Cloud9. That being said, they also mentioned the fact that it is old school on this Adagio, and this is a pick that old school has historically just been one of the absolute best players on. Jaws is going to be a great game. C9 are doing a 3-man invade again right off the mark.
Oh, hey, Starboy.
Nova's maybe a bit more prepared for it.
Truth chat room.
Did he get it?
No. Joseph stole it away at the last second.
Good effort, though. And Truth, this time not going for the counter invade. I think that's kind of smart. You just want to maybe get as many lane minions as you can as an Idris, because against old school Adagio, you are going to get poked out quite a lot. So you definitely might struggle in lane.
Oh man, this struggle, especially when Gabe Visual's on top of you. He's just burning down right here. Here comes Starboy. Fortified health comes through, but Old School is unrelenting. It could be first blood. Cloud9, game number 2.
Yeah, and there's nothing Delphi can do. Delphi's not even level 2, so he can't goop and maybe slow someone for a return kill. That is brutal. Cloud9 out of the gate swinging here. I was about to say that you cannot push the lane after Old School gets back. You can't do much, you know, past the halfway mark, because against the Catherine, you're going to be at risk of being ganked, and Old School can out-trade you 90% of the time if you're playing the Idris, and it just pans out exactly like that. Truth stayed a little bit too long. He had the right idea to get the minions in whilst he could, but he couldn't do it for that length of time.
Truth's going to be hard punished now, with Old School picking up that first blood bounty as well. You can already see the gold he's acquired over him. Joseph, sorry, taking firm control of the jungle now. Lone Delphi now has to play very reactive to Joseph, who's going to be able to smite away this Elder Treant. However, he's going to tank out that Spitfire, takes it away. Not too much of an issue. He's going to get healing from that as well.
Not too fun being rooted in the goop there, but this early in the game is not going to do too much work. And also Joseph. By the way, we were talking about Old School on this Adagio. I think it is worth noting that Cloud9 pretty much have a comfort composition all around. I Love Joseph used to be known for a couple of things. Kroll is one, Taka was one. So he is on a hero that he knows very well, that's back in the meta, that he's probably going to be able to pilot very effectively. And Gabe Visual and Catherine, I mean, everyone knows about this pick. So the entirety of Cloud9's composition is things that I would expect them to really excel on. On the other hand, though, Nova, yes, they have great picks, but they've distributed them across the lineup in a way that isn't necessarily, based on these sort of signature heroes of the players. Obviously, as the analyst mentioned, Delphi was really well known for his weapon Idris. It's not something we're going to see here.
Joseph, look at the pressure he's putting on this lane already. Starboy about half HP. Lone Delphi hasn't got the best tools for ganking, apart from the goop, obviously. Maybe get a little slowdown, but other than that, not really anything in his kit. Now, Nova, they need to ride off this, well, get back the momentum. Cloud9 are on the high right now, but Nova, yes, they've come so far, but Cloud9, you can't just topple to the Titans now. You have to, keep your form, keep your posure.
And in order to do that, we got to talk power spikes, and that's where I want to go next here, Jaws. Old School is pretty close to an alternating current. That is a massive item for an Adagio in lane. It does so much damage, and especially when you've got a Catherine backing you up, and you can lock someone in so that you can guaranteed A, get the burn because Catherine's right on top of them, and B, land quite a few procs of that ability, that item, you're going to be doing a tremendous amount of damage. Even against someone like Starboy, who's fairly tanky, you're going to be doing respectable damage in the early game here. And Delphi needs to be careful. His jungle is getting invaded. This is something we see a decent amount of the time against Scarf, especially if you time the front Treant. It's not too difficult to keep the pressure on and never really allow him to pick that up, especially with a passive jungler backing him up like a Finn.
Well, Joseph's in the lane again, making his presence known. A couple of big power spikes as well coming through for Cloud9. Old School picking up that alternating current, as well as that fountain finish for Gabe Visual. Gabe Visual's stacking up quite nicely as well. Already 9 stacks. He's just gaining a lot of passive shield and armor. It's going to be nice for him coming into this late game.
Now Nova is starting to send a number of members up towards the lane. I quite like this, actually. Given the fact that Old School just hit a power spike, it is a window of opportunity for them to maybe shove in the lane safely and make sure Truth gets this next wave. Then perhaps they go towards the jungle, or perhaps they even just siege and force a response out of Joseph. They know, based on the level of their own jungler, that Joseph has to be close to level 6, and I'm certain that they don't want to deal with it from Hell's Heart right now. So making him come up to lane to deal with the threat of 3 Nova members up there does allow for them to get the farm that they need and get it quite safely, although Joseph...
Well, Joseph has got that right now. Those stacks are quite nice on Starboy, but isn't going to get taken out by that smite just yet. Old School still level 4, so he's not doing a whole world of damage right now, even without alternating current. Still forces him back, though. Joseph, every time we see him on the crawl, he's very eager to come into this lane. Has got Tension Bow as well, so it's a massive lot of burn damage. There you go from Mel's Heart underneath the turret. Truth going very, very low. Has to dash out with the smite. Is going to find him. Cloud9 picking up a kill. Joseph takes just an inch too many tower shots. Has to end up backing off here. Joseph still looking for the push.
Joseph.
Oh dear, a quibble on top of the head won't do you too well. Lone Delphi with the gloop as well. It's going to send a Gay Fizzle packing.
I was about to mention the fact that Cloud9 can dive very effectively, having hit level 6 in the Fog of War. Joseph had a big advantage just with a sort of a knowledge perspective to Nova. When you reveal your level 6, you really want it to be impactful as a Kroll, because you know, as Nova, you can't ever fully know unless you have vision down when exactly from Hell's Heart is available to him, and Cloud9 made good use of it. They did overstay their welcome a little bit, Joseph perhaps riding the emotion of making it happen. Did get punished. Nova aren't too far behind right now. About 100 gold is not too bad. That being said, I do think C9 has a power spike right now that Nova can't really deal with, especially before Truth picks up maybe one more item. I think it's going to be difficult for them to fight. Delphi, I like the fact that he's making...
Joseph is here. He has got from Mel's Heart available still. They're just going to lock up Truth, but Quibble's going to come out. He's going to be able to escape. He's going to run into Joseph. Oh, that was so close. Trackham almost finding him, but Joseph ends up backing off quite nicely, ends up blowing the From Hell's Heart, but they still have the resource advantage in terms of health. They're going to be able to push on this turret quite nicely.
You know, ultimately they did get something for that ultimate usage too. They have so much pressure in lane off the back of that, that even if they're not able to take the turret this push, next push is perhaps a different story. Gay Fizzle is also level 6 now. Nova's Starboy is not, so ultimates between the two captains are in a different situation. C9 might try and make some pressure happen here before Forced Accord is available. If they can find that window of opportunity.
Gay Fizzle and Old School popping back to base, or at least Old School get interrupted.
Old School staying around is not a big deal, actually. Unless, yeah, he's already got a reflex block. I like that a lot. He picked up the reflex block before his second tier 3 item. That's Tension Bow for you, Joss.
Yep.
I love Joseph doing some serious work. Tension Bow is particularly good here too, because a large part of what Joseph is trying to do is be a delivery mechanism for Gift of Fire. You want to dive in, you want to do a big amount of damage up front, and then allow for Old School to follow up. So just having the ability to hit and run when perhaps a turn from Starboy with an overdriven Quibble soon is going to punish you for that kind of play is very, very good. Quick tower for. Sorry, turret for Cloud9. You're going to get gold mine as well. Yeah,
Cloud9 quick on the rotations. Spoke about the macro game being on point. Nova, are they going to be able to contest this? Starboy does have the Force to call over the wall. Perfectly timed Crucible from Gay Fizzle. Will just secure their lives and secure their gold miner. It's a big gold advantage for them now as well. Almost stretching to 2,000. We're only 8 minutes into the game. Old School stack it up. He's got Broken Myth now as well.
Yeah, Old School's definitely starting to hit a massive power spike. The first one... Actually, Adagio is kind of an interesting hero for this reason, because you spike really hard off of one item, you also spike really hard off of two. It's kind of after that point that you just have more of like a linear power scaling, because obviously Broken Myth does a lot of work in those extended fights, something which Adagio inherently is good at given his sustain, and the alternating current, as we mentioned earlier, is just syncs up nicely with the amplification that comes out of his abilities. Right now, Cloud9 are actually playing a little slower than I would have maybe anticipated them to, given their advantage at this stage in the game. You do not want to get to a point where Truth has 3 items and Delphi has 3 items, or in fact 2. You know, picking up a Broken Myth here is going to be huge for him, and he's very, very close to it.
Old School just wants to fight though. Polite Company for the fortified health. Nova still taking a lot of chip damage from Old School. Joseph, he's such a scary, scary Kroll player. He is 1-1-0 right now. Only 2 kills in the game, mind you. But with that Tension Bow from Hell's Heart, his accuracy must be through the roof.
You know, we haven't explicitly mentioned it yet, Jaws, but this is a double crystal power composition coming out of Nova. And, you know, I don't think it gets punished in quite the same way as double weapon, because the armor items are
Truth
really
might be
good.
in trouble. Oh, there's another from Hell's Heart here, straight into the Merciless Pursuit. Didn't even need the ult. They're going to find a kill. They're going to find the Sentry in Cloud9. Now they are stepping pedal to the metal.
They are indeed. Goldmine not worth their time at the moment, though. They're not going to back up onto that one. They're just going to take other jungle camps away, push in the lane, try and choke out the money on the map. Let's talk about double crystal power real quick, though. Double weapon power can be really hard to make work because the item that really punishes it the most is Atlas. You know, it does a great deal of work against the fact that you're attacking at all because it reduces your attack speed, but it also has a good amount of armor on it. If you're trying to itemize into shield, it isn't quite as appealing, in my opinion, to go deep into the shield path. A lot of armor and shield on Metal Jacket plus an Aegis doesn't feel as good as the big active that actually denies your opponents from Atlas. So I think that Cloud9 are going to have, you know, a bit of trouble dealing with the high burst that's coming out of Nova, especially someone like Joseph. One way that you deal with a Kroll is you kill him before he stacks on you, right? Like if you're able to kite effectively, if you're able to deal damage to him as he's initiating, then he's not able to get a lot of his kit online. And that's something which Double Crystal does actually facilitate because a lot of your damage is front-loaded. You know, especially if you've had poke prior to the fight and have broken misstacks, but even still, you know, just throwing out Spitfire could be very effective at slowing down Joseph.
Goldmine going down here again, forced to cord over the wall. Oh, won't help secure it though. Cloud9 still managed to get it. They're still going to chase them up. That's a big blast tremor onto two members. Truth has to back off here. Old School taking that forward healing camp. Cloud9 still secure that Goldmine, but oh boy, Starboy.
These are really close, actually. Starboy, I like what he's trying to do. He's trying to use Force to Cord, which at the moment I don't think he actually wants to pull someone in. I think it's going to go badly if he tries to set up a fight in that way because there's so much of an advantage on Cloud9 right now. But you can still use it to good effect, and going for the gold mine is one way. Plus, it also, I think, is a nice little story that he's trying to make the Rekt play when Rekt is sitting behind Cloud9 right now. So I got to applaud him for it. Right now, though, only one sentry on the map left for Nova. Cloud9 is doing a great job of applying pressure, so much so in the lane that a reaction is forced. I mean, in fact, even a minion candy is forced here from Nova. They need to do something about this or they're going to lose all three sentries.
Vizzle going in, Mercer's Pursuit, Truth on the wrong side of the turret. Old School's going to be there as well. Takes a quibble hit, turret ends up going down. Gabe Vizzle does have Echo, doesn't have Blast Tremor. Truth, yeah, zipping away. Smart choice. Joseph coming forward, does have From Hell's Heart still. They're just focusing Starboy right now. That's the person in the front line. It's actually disgusting. Fountain comes out. Cloud9 find yet another kill. Nova just cannot seem to respond.
This is the thing, right? So C9 were choking out Nova. That's what they were doing. They were saying, you know, no matter where you go on the map, you're not really getting much. We're taking all your jungle camps. We're pushing in your lane so you can't push ours. We're taking your sentry, so eventually you're going to have nowhere to retreat to if you fight us in the jungle. C9 was playing comprehensively.
Oh, nice reflex block. Hang on a second. Here comes the Dragon's Breath. Cloud9 now fully disengaged. There's the Blast Tremor. Beautiful silence. Double Blast Tremor to lock up. Truth going very low. Fortified HP just about saving him as Starboy ends up sporting, trying to find the kill onto low Delphi. C9 very, very low. Forced to Cord blocked. Health bar's blinking. So's Truth, though. You got a back, buddy. You are on 100 HP right now.
Cloud9 stayed about as long as I think it made sense to. There, any longer would have been really, really scary. But Nova, this is their opportunity to clear out some of that vision that Cloud9 has managed to accrue for themselves by their aggressive, proactive play so far. That's important because it's only a minute and a half until Kraken spawns.
Yeah, Nova right now, they are kind of on the ropes. You mean, you look at the gold, it's 4,013 minutes. Cloud9, once again, proving their macro game is so much stronger than Nova's. And they've been touted as this mechanical team throughout the tournament. And looking at Truth right now, and actually we'll look at Starboy as he's actually just going to get engaged on completely. Crystal Sentry is going to be here to help, but look at the damage coming out from Old School. I'm not sure it's going to be enough. A two-man quibble isn't going to stop the relentless pursuit of Cloud9. Old School picks up the kill, and that will be the Crystal Sentry just being eliminated now.
This is very bad news as well, because especially when Kraken is coming onto the map, it's important, if possible, to have your sentry available as a point of retreat, and it's not going to be there. Only a minute till Kraken spawns. Cloud9, if they can pick up some good vision here, should be in a position to take it. They want to fight though.
War Treads used in Truth, dashing away once again. Joseph not blowing that from Hell's Heart. It's going to be very, very crucial in their next engagement.
All right, Cloud9. It's kind of their game to lose at this point, but there are windows for Nova to make their way back into this one. I think a lot of it does have to do with vision, so I like that Starboy is investing a lot into flares. You got to be able to see C9 coming so that you can start to lay down that burst damage onto Joseph as he initiates. Joseph is also building super smartly, though. I mean, he's only picked up 2 offensive items, nothing more, going very heavily into defense now, and shield, of course, against double CP. It's going to make it hard.
From Hell's Heart against the Boomerang, and he scores him as well. The Quibble's going to stun it. Blast Tremor comes through. Joseph, absolute beast. Starboy on the front line now. Yep, Quiggle. See you later, mate. Quibble not doing all too much. Cloud9, 2 members down now, and Nova, they are crumbling at the seams.
Has anyone got that gif, you played yourself? That was what Truth did right there. He reflex blocked. He was fine. Just run into the from Hell's Heart. You're going to be able to get away. You can see it here again. The setup in the bush from C9. Truth, reflex block. It comes off because he dodged. He could have ran directly into it, and this fight would have looked a lot different. I actually don't think that Nova would have been able to win the fight, regardless, because C9 are very far ahead. But still, you got to take every edge you can to come back into a game where you're this far behind. And during that replay, C9, of course, pick up the Kraken, because at this stage in the game, with this much dominance in the jungle, there's no way that Nova can really react.
Maybe this is the tale of Nova. Maybe they're just how young they are coming off of this. And Cloud9, such an experienced roster, you got to say, they're not being tested at all right now. Seems like a bit of a walk in the park. Nova, we know this was going to be a tough challenge. Joseph over the wall is going to get flared out, but Gabe Vizzle looking for the stun. Oh, double stun straight onto Truth. Just gets obliterated. Kraken just going to knock on the front doors as well. Forced to cord, blocked by Old School. There goes the turret, AJ, and this one, it's a little bit anticlimactic now as Cloud9, they're pushing on the base. They're probably not going to be able to go for an end, although Joseph kind of wants a little bit more. Delphi taking half his health.
It's going to be really hard to defend this one, but Delphi's certainly got to try all the stuff on the line here for Cloud9.
Turret's going to go down. Then we're going to want to go for another one here. Dragon's Breath comes through. Cloud9 being a little bit greedy here. Gabe Vizzle's just going to burn up. Beautiful 3-man Quibble, but Joseph's on the back line. Finds Starboy. Kraken still knocking on the Vein Crystal. This might just be it. Double kill comes through for Truth. Ace as well, and I'm sure the Kraken will fall only just, but that Crystal, about half HP now.
Cloud9, I can't really fault them for going that hard. You know, you're going to get 2 turrets. You're going to be in a position where you can pretty much just push straight up to win after your respawn. And Nova is so far away from the first objective they can take. There's no way they're really going to get much off the back of it. The only thing that Nova was able to do is A, not lose the game, which is great. Don't get me wrong, not losing the game is great. But they also got a bit of gold here, so it's going to be key how they spend it. We are seeing actually scout traps picked up by Delphi. I don't dislike this. They need to be able to see a backdoor attempt, and they also need to be able to see Joseph coming, like I said earlier on. Maybe they can make this work for themselves if they just find the right position on the map. We do have an Eve of Harvest now onto Truth. That's going to help them a lot in these longer fights, especially because there's not a lot of burst on Cloud9. It's pretty consistent damage coming out from that
vision as well on the overhead. So much of it for Cloud9, just littering Nova's jungle. Now, Cloud9 backing off, not willing to take the trade. Nova hit those power spikes though that they kind of needed to. Lone Delphi, Eve of Harvest, Broken Myth, got an Infusion, has got the pretty much everything he wants. War Tread's used in from Cloud9, double pair of War Treads. Here comes Joseph in a 2v1, but Old School is going to find Truth. Look at the damage coming out. Gabe Vizzle on the gloop. Can't move too far forward. They're going to get stunned in a corner now. Blast Tremor onto 3, will get blocked. Oh, Lone Delphi, beautiful block, but it doesn't matter. Old School finds him. Starboy's going to go down as well. Truth needs to find a 1v3. I'm not sure it's going to happen though. Cloud9, they might just find their second game. Gabe Vizzle, oh, that shield almost saved his life. The ace for Cloud9, that will be the base as well. 2 games up, match point for Cloud9.
Cloud9 are looking so darn good, Jaws. We might see them in the finals if things keep going this way. Nova needs to rally. Guys, you got to remember, this is their first live championship appearance. This is a team that does not yet know how bitter it can be to be defeated in this environment.